Is that the best the offensive line played Saturday night, you feel, for the first 4 games this year?
Yes, I feel that was one of our best games we played all season. So one thing, for offensive line is huge. We got to set the tone early. Like, that's always something we harp on, setting the tone early, starting fast. So I feel that was our best game we played.
Coaches talked a lot about playing physical, and maybe folks don't think about the offensive line, but it felt like you guys were more physical. Is that some of that tone setting, you think, and why you played so well, you guys were more physical?
Yes, sir. Coach Brown, before the game started, he told us you guys got the green light. So a green light means go. So that's just one thing we took in, and that's something we have to carry over for the next game, this upcoming game. So, yeah, Coach Brown gave us the green light. So it's just us being the tone setters.
What kind of challenges does Kearney present to the offensive line this week?
One thing I will say, they line up in tight, so they play a lot of 4-eye, 2-eyes, and stuff like that. Our defense, we have some similarities, but our only similarities would be like playing in tight, and their linebackers being able to come down and set themselves as D linemen. So it's going to be a lot of like one-on-one blocking this week. So it's going to be a lot of 5-on-5, 6-on-6. And if we had a tight end, 2 tight ends in, it might be 7-on-7. So that's going to be.
Is what they do, does that affect your blocking schemes? Is that something that you don't see a lot of previously this year, or you've seen that before?
Me personally, I've seen it before, but as an offensive line, I wouldn't say it makes our blocking schemes harder. It's just we have to think. We have to think, meaning we have to make our. When I say think, I mean communication-wise. We have to communicate with each other. Like I said, they can bring one of their linebackers down, and he might be. It's 5 of us, only 6, so we have to make a communication call and stuff like that, so we can get that 6-man block. So I will say it's not going to be any different, but it will be It'd be fun. It'd be a fun game. I will say that.
Struggled to get the running game going, and then had a pretty good job out of the turnovers last week. When it struggles, do you guys as offensive linemen take that a little personal when the running game isn't going?
Yes, we do take that personal. And me personally, myself, I do take that personal because, I feel like we do have the best offensive line in our conference. No, hands down, So I do say we do take that personal on the sideline. Sometimes we have to be in each other's ear and, tell ourselves, like, we got this. Like, we're the hugest offensive line in our conference. So it's just, why not? Why not be that stout offensive line that's moving people every play? Not every other play, but you have to be that person to be ready to win every play. It's you versus that person. And me personally, it's me versus me every play. You're just in the way, I got to move you.
Coach Brown has mentioned in previous weeks that we've established the running game. We need to establish the running game. And you take that as a personal challenge that, because you like you said, you think you're the best offensive line in the conference. And so what do you need to do to meet that challenge, you think?
Go the extra mile. We had a team meeting. That's one thing I preach, was going the extra mile. And I kind of sent that to the offensive line because we have to do the extra to be the greatest. So with that being said, we have to move people. We have to be dominant. We have to be gritty. We have to be, as I like to say, dangerous in a way, to where we beat up on people and make them quit.
You were part of last year's game, kind of asked Mason, but does that have any bearing at all? Do you think about it? Obviously, I'm sure that they remember it and they're going to make that a rallying cry, but does that have any bearing or anything going into this one, or is it a whole new slate?
It has some bearing, but it is kind of a new slate. Like Mason was saying, first half we didn't do good. Something just clicked in the second half where we were scoring every drive. So, but this year it's the same motive. Like, we got to start as offensive line, as offensive whole. We have to start fast. We have to put the ball in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? And it's just me personally. They scheduled us for homecoming. So they want their revenge. So I think it's going to be, huge for both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. So I feel it's going to be a clean slate, but we got to go out there as a team and handle business.
You mentioned get off to a good start. That's something that hasn't happened this year. I think one touchdown in the first 3 possessions. Have you been able to figure out why, and just the importance of getting off to quicker starts than you guys have been?
O-line. Like I said, it starts with us. Like, we move, so I feel like we kind of come out kind of a little timid. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this week we got to, start with a clean slate, like no timid, just straight going and going and going, making somebody quit. That's the slogan for the week, making someone quit.
In pass blocking, is it different blocking for chance as opposed to Jack? Because Jack might be a little bit more likely to tuck it and run it. Is there a difference for you back there between the 2 quarterbacks?
A little bit. Jack's more of a dual threat. Chances a pocket passer. He likes to sit in the pocket. So I like blocking for both of them. I love them dearly, tremendously. So I just want to create a lane for, if we got Jack back there, I want to create a lane for Jack if he does have to take off, or better yet, if Chance, I know he likes to sit in the pocket, so I know I have to sustain my block for, a little longer. And, not even just me, just the whole offensive line as a whole, because when one person messes up, it messes up everything. So I feel like this week we got to hold our blocks, no matter if we got Chance or Jack back there.
Your group's dealt with injury. How difficult is it to keep that communication with different guys having to rotate in and relying on, at one point, 2 freshmen or to the left of you?
It's a bit tough, but I know, like, our coaches prepare them enough to be ready. Like Mason was saying, like, being ready, that's huge. So I always try to be in the young guys' ears and tell them, like, you never know when your number get called, and when it get called, go all out, all the way to the wall, like, go all out and be that guy. You're stepping up, as a freshman. So I know it got some nervousness, and it could be huge, but I also tell them, like, stay down, because, like, it's time to play. Like, what you got to do. If anything, when we get to the sideline, we talk about it. No matter if it's run game, passing game, we all talk about what we're seeing. So,
Do you feel like you've taken it upon yourself to try and be a vocal leader for this group?
for our offensive line, in ways, yes. I try to tell our offensive line, we all we got. Like I preached at our team meeting this weekend. Like, we all we got, we all we need. So, me not being a captain, I feel still like I'm a leader in some sort. Me being a senior, I feel like you got the younger guys looking up to you. So I do feel like in my position I could, be a leader and preach to the young guys, like, when your time get called, it's time to go. So, yeah.
What was it like last week after that tough loss, immediately after in the locker room, your emotions and your thoughts? And as a senior, as a leader, how do you bounce back just 7 days later against a quality opponent like that?
I was hurt. We lost. Everyone was hurt, but me personally, I'm my own biggest critic. So when we lost, I was like, what could I have done this? What could I have done here? But I feel like me personally, I feel like I played my best game this past week. So one thing I try to tell the offensive line, we got to build brick by brick. So, and it starts with practice. Just, coming in, starting hot, so we get used to starting hot and, building a good, rep. So once we get to the game, we just start fast automatically, and it shouldn't be no second guessing or nothing. So I was like I said, I was a little hurt, but, me being a senior, I don't try to take anything for granted, because this game could be taken away from you at any point, any moment in life. So I just try to take it all in for what it is, because, I love this game. I'm passionate about it. The game has pros and cons to it, and I feel like as a player, you got to understand that, and, you know how to take the pros and the cons, the good and the bad end. So, yeah.